hired Pistachio to keep me from snacking.
Yes.
You should try wonderful pistachios. They're tasty and healthy.
Pistachios, huh?
Wait, you also hired Doris?
She just does that sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
I hired Pistachio to keep me from snacking.
You should try wonderful pistachios. They're tasty and healthy.
Mind if I have some?
Just when I didn't think Ways to Well could get any better, I come in today and what do I see? Hyperbaric chambers. These things are a complete game changer. Your boy has been using hyperbaric chambers since 2010. That's right, I lived in Denver, Colorado, 5280 elevation. The hyperbaric chambers helped with recovery, concussions, injuries, whatever I had going on, my body breaking down. I spent hours. Sometimes I would sleep in hyperbaric chambers. I can't emphasize enough. It is a complete game changer. So if you see me at Ways to Well, I'm probably in the hyperbaric chamber.
I was wondering why Brendan Schaub was doing so many commercials lately for all the, brands that are loosely based on the failed Fighter and the Kid podcast. And then it dawned on me, oh yeah, he sees the success that his former handler, Mark Harley, has had in the commercial world. So of course, he lacks any original thought whatsoever. He's going to try and now rip off Mark Harley and get into commercials. And that's what Schaub has tried to do. But, this has been a really bad year for Schaub, professionally speaking. Even with, the Mark Harley stuff, even that specifically. Mark Harley was in the Super Bowl commercial. Not just a Super Bowl commercial, the Super Bowl commercial. And then he was in a Little Caesars commercial. Or was it pizza? I still can't remember. But now he's in a pistachio commercial, some Santa thing. Mark Harley is now a legitimate commercial guy just in that world. And he revealed some of the numbers behind that when he went on 10 Minutes of Schaub, another thing that happened this year. And I know, what did he say? He was going to make at least $100,000 off of that Super Bowl commercial, making great dough off of these commercials. He still does those Instagram reel videos, the little skits that still do great on Instagram, 1 million views each. But I think we might be at the level where he doesn't even need to do that anymore. Just actual, legitimate, mainstream brand name commercials. And that's what Mark Harley is in. All because he got away from Brendan Schaub. The second he got away from that idiot, his career immediately took off. The second he was able to dump that Joe Camel looking redact, his career immediately got better. That's why, not just his career, everybody's career. Kat, Theo, Chappelle Lacey, Malik. I don't know what Callan is going to do. Because I know Callan has seen the light, but Callan comes from a family that has money, so he might never actually make that trigger pull. He'd rather just be miserable and be on the Fighter and the Kid podcast that he hates doing and be miserable. And so much so even Schaub calls him out every week now, saying Callan's not even really into it. But he's never going to leave. Or if he leaves, never, I said Callan would become the biggest YouTuber on the platform if he left the Fighter and the Kid podcast and immediately started trashing Schaub and became the number one Rogan sphere comedian trasher. But no, he's not going to do that. But Schaub trying to get into the commercial thing now, trying to get his, Instagram videos on and popping because he has to watch Mark Harley have the career that Schaub was supposed to have. It was supposed to be Bappa's biography. It was supposed to be Schaub with Antonio Banderas in that Super Bowl commercial. But nah, it was hella Mark Harley, the big gay lion himself. He really did earn it, though. I mean, hey, if you work for Schaub, I'm just going to assume you had to have paid your dues. But, I mean, the whole fallout between these two has been years in the making, but this past year specifically, when I first got out and I saw that Super Bowl, because that was like the first thing I watched when I got out, and I was like, did I just see BGL in a Super Bowl commercial? Wow. That's gotta suck. You hire a guy not to be your handler. That's just what like the joke became. He like hired Mark to be like an editor and producer and have his own show. But you hire this guy, you have a huge falling out. You just go to war with each other. Behind the scenes, there is a thing with some California Board of Work Employment thing that he's still filing against Schaub. And then you like kick this guy off your platform and everything, and then he like makes it in sort of like legitimate show business, the thing you've been trying to make it in, and now you've got beef. Damn, that's crazy. That's gonna suck. A guy you helped, hired, you had a falling out with, you feel he betrayed you, exposed you, and now he's blown up. His career is taken off. He's in Super Bowl commercials and pistachio commercials. Look at those pistachios. I just saw those at a Dominican's house. Although I don't think hers came with the thingies. It was the thing where you don't got to peel the thing off. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing is crazy. Congratulations to Mark Harley. And Schaub is so heated and so jealous. And now he's trying to do the commercial thing. But it ain't going to work. It's not going to work because Schaub just doesn't have the talent. Yeah. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.